welcome back to the vlog. It is almost the weekend and I've been doing a little bit of work today prepping for our travel. So one of the things that was on my list is trying to figure out the Brazilian visa that we need. And after some closer looks at it, it looks like we may have to replace Brazil on our list and not do Brazil this year. And the reason for that is because a new visa is coming into effect. And if you are visiting Brazil after April 10th, I believe, you need to apply for a visa. And so basically we're missing it by a couple days. But we've already paid some non-refundable stuff in Argentina and we didn't really want to go to Brazil until a little bit later. And so basically what the process requires is for you to do an online application, which could take up to 10 days before you get your approval. Once you get your approval, you have to send in your passport and a new photo to the consulate in your area, which for us would be Toronto, and get it processed there so that we could get a stamp in our passports for the specific visa for Brazil. And with us leaving in 12 days, we just don't have that kind of time. And we wouldn't fall under the requirements for a rush visa application with them, especially because it's a new system. It's going to be even longer to get things because they're working through all the kinks and whatnot. So Andrew and I have kind of decided that there are a couple things that we could do about this. So the three options are: we can spend some more time in Argentina. We had a really nice pharmacist. I think I mentioned it in the last vlog that she recommended a bunch of places in Argentina because she is Argentinian. And so she was like, you need to eat this and try this and go here. So we can extend our time in Argentina before we head over to Europe. Second option is we replace Brazil with another country in South America. So there are a couple places that we're obviously not touching and haven't been on our list. So we may look and see what the process is to get in there and if they need any visas and things like that. And the third option is to go to Europe early. So those are the three options right now, and I'm sure we're going to talk about them. But I think my first job now is to make a list of countries that we could potentially go to and find out whether or not they need a visa process. So that's what's on the agenda for today. And before I forget, while you're here, why don't you give us a quick like and a follow? By the time this vlog is coming out, we're probably 1 or 2 days away from going, which is absolutely wild. So join us on our adventure and hit that follow button now. Right there. I don't know where it is. Wherever it is.
Late on a Sunday. We just got done at, I guess, our load-in day. So if you haven't watched our previous vlogs, load-in is when we, load all of our stuff into the theater for the first time. We build a lot of our set pieces, paint them, whatever is needed, I guess, at the end of the day. So it's a very tech-heavy, build-heavy day. It was nice because we got to go out for some food during our lunch, or I guess our dinner break, and hang with some of the cast. So that's always kind of the nice part about show week. So that is the launching off point of show week. The next few nights are going to be some practices, some run-throughs, and Wednesday's our dress rehearsal, and then Thursday through Saturday's our show. And we are that much closer to our trip.
It's Monday morning. I figured I would clean out the drain because it's been draining really slowly and we've used things like the drain cleaner and whatnot on it, and it just hasn't worked. And Andrew had a bunch of meetings canceled this morning, so when I couldn't get something, he came and helped me, and now it's led to us fixing the sink. So that's what we're doing today. So I guess we're going off to Canadian Tire or Kent or something.
This part, which allows us to push the stopper up and down, has been bent over the years because it is literally just plastic. So really this is the only part that needs replacing. Everything else is fine. We have the bolt, the pin, clip, everything else works fine, so we need to go to the store and replace it.
That's what happens the week before your trip. We are now at 8 days before our trip, which is wild. So guess who rolled their ankle in the middle of the chiro's office? It was me. I did it. Andrew had his appointment first, and the woman at the desk told me that I was good to go because Andrew had paid. So there's like a waiting room for our chiropractor, and I'll sit in there until Andrew's done, and then I give him the keys and then he goes to the car. I came around the corner and I don't know what happened. I just rolled my ankle and wiped out on the ground. So I was lucky enough that it was before chiro, so she was able to do an alignment on it. And she said there's some studies done on the fact that like doing an alignment right after something like this happens can be really beneficial because it means then you're not walking on a foot that is both tender and things are out of place, making it worse. So she told me to ice it. It's not ideal because it's a show week. She also gave me some pointers. You know, she knows that I'm going to be on my feet for a really long time. So tonight I think I'm going to skip the show shoes and wear some compression stuff. Doing an ice bath now, doing an ice bath afterwards, and making sure that I'm elevating it whenever I can. So that's the plan. It is less than ideal this week, but we deal with it. Also, it's nothing new, so we deal with it. It's cold.
We don't have a lot of ice left, so I'm just gonna finish it because I need to refill them anyway. We just got back from our chiro appointment. Kayla is taking it easy because she rolled her ankle again. But we got the replacement parts. We were hoping, to be honest with you, at first we were hoping to just replace the one part that needed it, but they tend to sell them in a full assembly kit. So, as an example, I don't know if you can see the rust and gunk. This is after also using CLR to try to clean this off. This is the brand new one. We also get a new stopper, which also over time, I don't know if you can see that, gets rusted. And we got a brand new one here. So some new shiny stuff. So the fortunate aspect is it makes things a little bit easier in terms of just getting everything set up. So I am going to set this up and then we'll go from here. So there you have it. It is done. It took me about 10 minutes. I was hoping it would take me less because it's literally just pop on a couple of things, but I didn't realize that the kind of the screw part that came with it, if you will, the nut, doesn't perfectly fit on our piping, so I just used the old one, which was fine, so that worked out really well. And then I had to test it a couple times just to make sure it wasn't any leaking. I left the small container underneath in case it did leak, just we'll keep tabs on it, but I ran a couple tests with the water, no leakage, no refilling, so it's looking good.
We are off to the theater, and these hiking boots that I bought for Machu Picchu are coming in handy. I'm not going to be wearing my shoes tonight for our rehearsal. So I am wearing these boots because they provide some ankle stability for me, and that's what the chiro recommended. I don't know if I'll run in costume or not, but I think these will go really well with my scarlet dress. Anyways, we're off to the theater. So we're getting our spreadsheet on today, trying to decide what we're doing after Argentina. Andrew, do you want to repeat what you just said?
Well, I said based off the numbers that you pulled, I think Chile has much better pricing. It also would then fill that gap that we don't, if we're not going to Brazil, so we would just...
All right, maybe I'll look into some Airbnbs and see how much they cost in Chile.
Isn't this the good life? Sitting on the front porch, sipping on the rocks. Citrus in our beverages. Citrus in our beverages. Show only the good sides. Always pretty smiles are covering our faces. You know it is all lies. You know it is our lives. On and on it goes, round and round the rodeo. Breathing out air for a minute, taking my time to begin with. On and on it goes, swinging down in life, you know.
It's just something I
Believe it or not, those are all these socks, underwear, and shirts that I will be needing until we leave, other than my travel day clothes, which are set aside in another place. That's it. So all the rest we just did laundry are gonna be packed away now. Got some travel stuff.
Crime to get a little lost in everybody's business. Why don't we all calm down? Why don't we all calm down? I think I'm the wrong size. Not enough room for everybody's egos. Why don't we all calm down? Why don't we all calm down? On and on it goes, round and round the rodeo. Breathing out air for a minute, taking my time to begin with. On it goes, swinging down in life, you know. Breathing out air for a minute, yeah. Hey, would you rather stay right here, make everything disappear? Keep playing my favorite song, put your rose-colored glasses on. What if we stay right here, make everything disappear? Lay low in the beaches.
We just moved everything out of our room because our new housemate moves in tomorrow morning. So, well, other than this, we have not moved that because that's a lot of effort. So we've put everything into the spare bedroom, other than this shelf, which we're gonna leave like that, and our travel stuff, which we will move out shortly. It's gone, which means things are actually starting to feel real right now. It is definitely a weird feeling.